let's talk about measuring influencer marketing success. If it feels a little bit like that metric is behind the times, then you're probably working with an agency that's still not measuring influencer ROI at all, but instead measuring top of funnel metrics like reach, impressions, etc. One of the most painful things ever is to go sit in a marketing meeting, especially with executives or finance people, and try to explain what the ROI looks like for an influencer marketing program when you have absolutely no way of measuring that. So a lot of times, even when the campaign is profitable, if you can't provide any direct evidence of what the actual return on investment is for influencer marketing services, it's essentially just a futile exercise. A lot of times the influencer marketing gets a bad reputation that it doesn't deserve because measurement is so inconsistent and it feels performative to begin with if you're an executive and you're sitting across the table from a team that's been hired to bring in revenue based on influencer marketing and they can't actually tell you anything about how much they made. So it's understandable when you're working with C-suite executives and finance teams that you can understand why they want to see a little more from the reporting department and why they want to see a little more about how influencer marketing is positively affecting their bottom line. Really, higher ups and finance people are looking more for things like proof of return. They're looking for net new. They're looking for repeat buyers. And a lot of times, some of the influencer marketing agencies that you work with will come to the table and present those things as a nice to have instead of a must have. So as you can imagine, the net result of that is influencer marketing agencies a lot of times not sticking around for very long. And then suddenly the company sees, well, my revenue is decreasing after firing that marketing agency. Maybe it's something else because they were never given the correct ROI information to begin with. Useful signals that are going to let creators and brands know whether or not the technique needs work or is working. It isn't just about virality, it's about bottom line. Even the absolutely most seasoned creators can come into your business and create content that goes to the absolutely wrong audience and does nothing at all for you. Or worst of all, goes to an audience that would have already converted to begin with without the influencer's help. So how should budgets in this space operate for profitability? Should always go where revenue is scalable, right? So it's best to think about influencer ROI with a more layered approach. So things like what can be linked back with creator activity, promos, a specific discount code, and all those layers of affiliate marketing that not only hit at the first touch, but that hopefully are going to be part of a system that can maintain that information between 30 and 90 days of contact or less so that those influencers get the actual credit they deserve for the sale. Then it's about quality. Is a customer coming that's going to have a great average order value? Are they essentially an aggressive discount seeker? Are they going to have a low lifetime value? If they are, then there's absolutely no reason to give influencers free product, to pay influencers, because they're not really giving you anything that's going to help you. Customers who are coming through on those influencer channels, as you've probably learned by doing this kind of marketing, is they might already be in market. They might click and convert and be retargeted somewhere else. They might be an existing client. They might be bargain hunting. So influencer marketing is really unpredictable. And honestly, there's only one true way to measure whether or not there's any ROI coming from those campaigns. And it's incrementality, which asks a really hard question. Incrementality essentially means, would this conversion have happened even without the influencer? It's a metric that discloses that information. And a lot of performance marketing companies out there just don't know how to provide their higher ups, their leaders, the companies that they're working with that kind of information. A lot of times, these performance marketing teams out here don't know how to supply that information to a client in a way that truly makes sense. And this is why performance marketing agencies that know how to measure incrementality truly stand out. They're not just looking at influencer marketing like it's a top of funnel brand experiment. They're looking to create efficiency in that channel from the very first day they launch marketing there. A brand that I think truly stands out in that area is Centric. They use incrementality really efficiently within their reporting. And they're not treating influencers like an experiment that you run for top of funnel and you never really have any insight into the ROI or what else they're doing for your marketing. They take this focus straight into dashboarding. They have a proprietary software called Fuse that actually looks at things like incrementality and how your partner programs are influencing the total marketing picture. It's not just enough to start putting the onus on the creator anymore and then getting mad at the creator when it all doesn't work. You have to have a measurement system for the creator that doesn't fail them before they even come in the door and try to succeed. I like Fuse technology because I think it's a great example of using that kind of proprietary data methodology to create metrics that make sense across the dashboard, not just for influencer marketing, but knowing things like, where else do customers go when they come in from influencers? Was revenue ever present during a transaction? Does purchase frequency increase, even if it's in other channels? Having a performance marketing team that comes in and sits down with the glitzy deck and just tells you, this is how we're gonna do things, doesn't make sense anymore. We have to be able to measure all of the way through the funnel, and we have to be able to measure incrementality. And if we're not able to do that, then we're letting our higher ups and our clients down in terms of marketing leadership. I love working with performance marketing agencies that understand influencer, that understand how important incrementality is, and can actually demonstrate that metric to me in a visible way that I can take a look at.